What do we have here? Asmongold. Oh boy. My favorite guy. I love Asmongold. He's my favoritist streamer ever. Oh, so cool. Stunting our bright kids for the sake of the bottom quintile is going to ruin this country. What do we mean? What do we mean by that? What does that mean? Okay, so let's talk about Leave No Child Behind, a educational program put in by the Bush administration that basically made it such that schools are not able to receive particular funding if their students are unable to post particular test results. You want to blame someone for the failing of American educational systems? George W. Big reason why American education is fucking dog shit now. Like, complete dog ass. Because guess what? A lot of educational institutions are not able to get funding if their students do not post good test results. It reflects poorly on the fucking teacher, which also gets their fucking pay deducted, and it makes their job also harder. But what do we have here? On r/teachers, my high achievers are starting to notice their hard work doesn't matter. 6th grade in an SBG district. What's an SBG district? Boy Meets Mini? SBG district. What does this mean? Okay, no, I don't want, like, whatever the fuck this shit is. Standards-based grading. Ah! Here we go. Standards-based grading. AI overview. Because it's just quick. It's right here. Standards-based grading, a system where student work is assessed based on specific learning objectives or standards, rather than solely on points or percentages. In Kitchener, Ontario, both the Waterloo Regional District School Board and the Waterloo Catholic District School Board may utilize standards-based grading practices through though specific implementations may vary. So this is the whole standardized testing shit, right? That's the fucking meme. This is part of the reason why fucking education is dog shit, right? Because, again, what's the most fucking important thing now? It's all about testing. It's not about, like, I don't know, creative rigor or, like, process or anything. It's shit like this. It's all about how you perform on testing, right? You know, the stuff like, it's not the LSAT. Is it the... It's the SAT and other shit like that. That's the fucking main thing that people... ACT. There we go. That's the other one. Thank you, Boy Meets Mini. I forgot the other one. The LSAT is something else completely. But yeah. It's all about the state board exam stuff. Quite literally. That's why. So, what do we have here? We are not allowed to take off any points for late work, and because creativity/visual appeal on projects isn't a standard of mine, I'm not allowed to grade it. Okay, first off, like, where does this, what does this teacher teach in particular? Is it, like, in arts, right? If we're talking about creativity and visual appeal. Because this is why, by the way, there's a lot of fucking, like, dog shit, like, people don't want to fucking achieve anything. Because America doesn't value any, like, creative arts or anything. Like, let's be quite honest here. They don't value creative minds. It's all about having efficient little office worker bees. That's the point of education nowadays. It's all fucking commodified to shit. And that's what standards-based grading is supposed to enforce. Are you able to do good enough on the test so you can go to universities in order to become, like, an engineer or some shit? You know, thus making people who want to become artists suffer. Can you go into STEM fields? Things that provide value, actual societal meaning, or whatever the fuck distinction that is. This also plays quite heavily into the death of subjectivity, quite significantly. The fact that the state in of itself is simply not able to understand how particular individuals think is a big factor for as to why shit like this got fucking enforced. And this is, like, part of the reason why a lot of schooling doesn't get fucking funding. Let's be honest here. Quite a lot of people suffer because of standards-based grading. It's just dog shit. And people wonder why educational standards in America are falling behind. No Child Left Behind. Looking at you, George W., you fucking dumbass. Meaning, one kid has a poster with nothing but some words written in pencil, gets the same exact grade as the kids who went above and beyond. They've started to notice that the kids who turn things into late face no consequences, and the kids who do the bare minimum get the same grade as them. Now, see, here's the fucking problem with that. Because depending on how a teacher grades, they get paid deduced, or that school board loses funding based on how the educational performances are sort of attained. This is a policy issue. Also, those kids see their parents get laid off from jobs they work hard at constantly. Yeah, the school system fucked me hardcore. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case, Zane. The American educational system, because of all the cuts that were done by both Reagan and Bush, has been a disaster. The new regulatory standards, mostly standardized based testing and No Child Left Behind. They've been a complete fucking disaster. One of them said to my face, "How is it fair he turned in his project late, with nothing but pencil on his poster, but mine is on time and creative, but we get the same grade?" That is a perfectly fair question. And you want to know who you blame for that? George Bush. I didn't know how to respond appropriately, so I asked my admin what I should say, and they told me, tell them that life isn't fair. Are you actually for fucking real? Seriously. Bro, life's not fair. That's just how it is. What kind of fucking dog shit fucking answer is this, okay? Oh, yeah, dude, totally. Fucking just like, who cares, bro? Life fucking sucks balls. Nothing is fair. This is just how society is. Fucking pull yourself up by your fucking bootstraps. When, guess what? You want to know the reason fucking why this is the case? Whoa, because of fucking standards-based fucking grading and testing. That's why. Also, didn't Bush want students to be more personally responsible? Of course, because again, fucking, he's a conservative. Do you think he gives a shit at all about what students and what children fucking think or believe? No, he doesn't see them as fucking human, because he's a piece of shit. Fucking dumb fuck conservatives, as always. I have the handwriting of a 5-year-old because I and a scribe, the school gets paid more and more accommodations given to students. It's actually fucking stupid, man. Like, seriously. Like, we know why this happens. Like, George W. Bush, No Child Left Behind in the enforcement of standardized based testing, right? Such that the only thing that matters is results that are produced within the maths and the sciences. Because guess what? Due to a lot of deregulation that Reagan did, in particular with property taxes being the main thing that operate as the main vestiges of funding now for a lot of public schools, a complete fucking disaster. Because guess what? A lot of public schools in poorer districts don't have as high property taxes. So guess what? They don't have as much funding. There's how many stories are there of like different public schools only having one textbook that's barely fucking holding on, and they don't have the money to buy more fucking textbooks in order to be able to teach the fucking curriculum. It's sad. We know what the fucking problem is. Is fucking Donald Trump with dumb fuck Linda McMahon gonna fucking do anything about that? No, they're just gonna privatize the fucking systems further with school voucher fucking programs, where you have to pay a premium price to buy a fucking ticket to go to a school at another district. So instead of actually fixing the fucking problem, which has been a lot of the market deregulation that was done under Reagan, in particular with the implementation of property taxes being the main things that fund fucking public schooling. So there's that as one of the main problems, but also No Child Left Behind and standard fucking base grading. Those are the main fucking problems, and they should be fucking changed. Because guess what? The only reason why these fundamentally exist is because conservatives, what do they want out of children? They want them to be good little office worker bees. They fucking hate the creative sciences. They fucking hate anything that does with art. They hate creativity, fundamentally speaking. Only engineers and doctors, things that are important to society. Well, what if they don't want to be an engineer or a doctor or like a scientist or whatever the fuck? What if people don't want that, huh? What if it's difficult for those kids to fucking do those kinds of jobs? They can't fucking obtain that sort of position because they're just like built different. Because guess what? A lot of people are built different. But again, like I said before, conservatives do not see children as human. They see them as a simulacra that they can mold into a version of themselves. They don't see them as human. They see them as homunculi. Genuinely. Like, if you support any fucking goddamn conservative position on, like, education, I think you are fundamentally anti-human. So now I have kids catching onto this, refusing to work because they now know they can do whenever they want with whenever they want, I guess whatever they want with no consequences, and then when they do work, they do the bare minimum. Because why would you work harder for the same amount of credit? Honestly, I can't blame them. I would do the exact same thing if I was in 6th grade now. I don't know how to solve this problem because if it's not a standard, it can't be graded. This is the main problem. What happens when you take this sort of inherent privatization of education to the sort of like ulterior fucking motive, right? What happens when you try to squeeze out everyone from the public system in order to move to the private system? Because that's what it's really all about, right? I'm going to operate under the assumption, this is an assumption I'm making, that this teacher probably teaches in a public school. I don't know what district that they are in, right? I'd have to find the thread itself. But I'm going to operate under the assumption that it's probably a public school at a poorer district, more than likely, which has funding problems because, again, what gives public schooling their funding? It's property taxes. And it should be fairly obvious that if you're in a poorer district, you get less from property taxes. Should be fairly obvious, right? So as a result, well, the budget of that school suffers. And they're not able to create the environment that is conducive for children to be able to be educated. So I have an inherent problem with the framing of this, obviously, by this Reddit Lies account. Stunting our bright kids for the sake of the bottom quintile is going to ruin this country. Now, this is not an inaccurate fucking statement. But do you want to know who you blame for that? It's the state. It's George Bush for that. When he implemented the No Child Left Behind system and standardized-based testing. Exactly, Boy Meets Minnie. Yeah, education should not be competitive. What is the goal of education? You know, to give your children the tools necessary in order to be adults. To teach them important skills such as critical thinking and social skills so they can become functional adults within broader society. You wonder why, like, all these, like, Zoomer kids constantly are just have, like, what, ADHD and just only, like, look at fucking TikTok memes all the fucking time. This is why. It's because of shit like this. The competition is part of life. No, it only hurts others. I don't compete with my teammates at work. Exactly. Like, think about it. If you're working in, like, group fucking project, are you just competing with them all the time? Like, think about it for, like, literally 3 fucking seconds. Like, just use your brain. Not everything has to be a race. Not everything has to be a competition. Not at all. It's ludicrous to say otherwise. But, like, George Bush, with the hyper-focus on standardized-based grading and on testing results, made it such that now it is a competition. It's not about educational attainment, because guess what? It is reflected poorly on that teacher as their teaching ability if their students within their class get poor standardized testing scores. And honestly, I think that's frankly fucking ridiculous. The point of education is not to see, like, who can do the best at a fucking memorization and writing on a test. That is fucking stupid, okay? Ridiculous. But what is let's see, what does Asmongold have to say about this? What is our favorite mold guy? Well, what does he have to add to the conversation? Society would instantly and dramatically improve if we took the bottom 5 to 10% most retarded kids out of school and put them in the coal mines instead. Ah, child labor is what Asmongold proposes. Just just go fucking mine for coal. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, wouldn't this like get probably most of your fucking audience, you stupid dumbass? That's fucking crazy. Yeah, just have a caste system. You know, if you're like the whatever like retarded fucking means to this fucking specimen of this paragon of intelligence, this fucking troglodyte, you know, he should also be fucking working in the mines, okay? His fucking dumbass dropped out of fucking high school and became a fucking streamer. What? Like, this is a paragon of, you know, the most intelligent fucking people within society. Truly, we should follow what everything that Asmongold fucking says. Almost all Western cultural problems are derived from adherence to the false god of equality. What the fuck are you talking about? It's not about producing equality amongst the fucking students. What are you saying? The reason why this shit is implemented to begin with is because of No Child Left Behind. Because of the significant focus on state tests, on the ACT and the SAT. That's why the teachers suffer a pay cut. Same with that school district board. They're going to suffer pay cuts if their students don't do well on those tests. George Bush made it such that there is inherent competition within education, when that is not the goal of education to begin with. Ludicrous. And not to mention, teachers already get paid like shit to begin with, because guess what? What is the point of all of this? The educational system in its current function is simply to just make good, efficient little fucking worker bees to go in their fucking office and not fucking question their bosses. That is the point. The problem is the profit motive within education. That is the main issue. The fact that that is the gods of profit are the main things that are supposed to be the most important factors. Because we all know, like the meme, if you're going to like fucking school nowadays, what is the most important thing that's constantly like blared into your fucking mind all the time? You gotta make sure to do well in your grades and well in your testing, because that's the only way to get into a good university in order to be able to be paid well at a good paying job. That is the thing. It is supposed to inherently stoke competition, when that's not what the purpose of education should be. Education's purpose is for teaching necessary skills and for people to learn how to integrate with society. That is the point. It's not about competing for who can get the best position at a fucking job. Get the fuck out of here. When, like, you know, I think this is quite literally shit that's, like, even outlined within this is a postscript on the societies controlled by Deleuze and Guattari, that the school system, basically, depending just on your grades, society, just through that alone, has already picked your position within life. It already will know what class distinctions that you will hold. And think about it. Do you do dog shit in your fucking school? Unless you get lucky, I guess. Like this fucking complete troglodyte Asmongold. You could become a famous influencer and say really fucking stupid shit like this constantly on the fucking timeline. But honestly, if you have poor fucking educational attainment, guess what? You're just going to fucking wallow away in like your fucking wagey cagey fucking job for the rest of your fucking life. But you know, that's cool. But yeah, you know, like Asmongold can make millions. XQC also a complete fucking moron. Drives like fucking luxury cars and fucking shit. And you know, you can say like 3 IQ troglodyte shit. That's not the fucking problem. If you just put fucking kids in the fucking coal mines, you know, child labor coming back. Yeah, everyone's gonna, like, all the parents are gonna be really happy with their fucking kids being sent off to the mines, Asmongold, you fucking stupid prick. They're gonna be real happy with this, but that's cool. Like, come on, man. Honestly, I think personally we should send people like Asmongold to the mines. I think he would do great. You know, a little bit of black lung can certainly add to a person's life. That's so true. Yeah, that's a good point, Zane. Yeah, XQC literally can't even name fucking basic animals. He's so much of a fucking idiot. I guess XQC has to be sent to the mines with you, Asmongold. You know, I think it's a perfect ending for you two fucking morons. To be honest, let's be honest. God, it's actually fucking incredible, dude. Like, it's just this is the conservative mind, everyone. They hate you. They hate your fucking kids. They don't see kids as human. They see them as simulacra for the whatever like sort of projected societal norms has to be inherently hammered into them. This is fundamentally, like I've said before, the way conservatives talk about children and education is fundamentally anti-human. And the reason why educational attainment is as poor as it is because of stuff like property taxes being the main things that fund public school boards, a lot of standardized based testing being the main arbiter for success within society. When I'm going to tell you right now, if you fucking, listen, if you go to your fucking work and you do like whatever skills, quote unquote, you've learned from doing all your testing, how much does that fucking apply within your workplace? Never. It never applies. Like, ever. That shit never fucking matters. Because, again, it's about introducing market forces into a place that should never have market forces introduced into it. That is its point. To instill the idea of competition within the market, within the minds of youth, of children. When that's fucking stupid. Ridiculous. But, you know... And also, the third thing, yeah, the fucking consequences of No Child Left Behind also contributes to this. Because that's, like, quite literally what this is for. But, you know, It's like, it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, dude, this could be really good. But it was, like, implemented in the, like, worst way fucking possible. Incredible. It's just stupid, man. Like, incredible. I guess we can also throw in the sort of like death of subjectivity into this because again, no one can fundamentally understand what goes on within other people's minds if they are never willing to put themselves in their shoes ever at any point in time. But yeah, dude, it's totally like, guys, you know, it's because of Western social standards of equality that's causing all the West's cultural problems. Are we like fucking back in 2014 or some shit? Because this is like the same fucking dog shit that like dumb fucks like Steven Crowder used to say all the fucking time. It's ridiculous and stupid. Like, if anything, if this world was fair, your dumbass would be fucking working in the goddamn coal mines, fucking Asmongold, you stupid bitch.